Welcome back to Alabama Live. If you are looking for something delicious and light to make for your family, we have just the perfect recipe for you. It's sweet, it's wonderful. And speaking of sweet and wonderful, we have our friend Chef Mark Leslie here. He's always just so nice to kind of break things down for us and make them easy for us to understand. You're the author of a cookbook. We want to get a shot of that, Beyond the Pasta. It's just a wonderful cookbook, great gift idea, you know, with Mother's Day or graduation or anything like that. It's a great gift idea and just something to have handy in your kitchen if you're interested in that. And what I love about it is all of your recipes have this wonderful Mediterranean flair to them. You love Italian food, and that flair comes out in your recipes.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I like using Italian cuisine, mostly not so much for the ingredients, although we're going to do that kind of today.
Okay.
It's also that the ingredients, that the idea is that they cook, they actually cook, and they don't use very many ingredients to make a dish. So things are a little lighter, although I don't know that I would count today's dish as light since we're doing a gelato. We're going to do a frozen mascarpone, which is like an Italian cream cheese.
Oh, that sounds
chocolate
so good.
And raspberry gelato.
Okay.
And the word gelato in Italian actually means frozen. Most people think it means ice cream, and there is gelato ice cream. But in this dish, it actually means that the mascarpone, the cheese, is frozen.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a frozen mousse as opposed to literally an ice cream.
Sounds so good, but it does sound a little complicated. So is this something that most people will be able to do with like limited skills in the kitchen?
Oh, this is your... This, and we have to beat some egg whites, but beyond that,
really,
that's it.
That good?
There's no baking. You don't need an ice cream maker for this. So it's really easy to do at home.
All right, so what do we need? Where do we start?
So why don't you come over on this side of me, and we're going to separate yolks from whites. Okay, you ready? So take your egg. And you're going to crack your egg. Okay, just crack it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and then you're going to open up half of it so that the white goes into the small bowl.
Okay. So I'm going to separate it so the white part goes into
there you go.
the small...
That's right. Use the bottom as a cup. There you go. Keep going.
Really?
Keep going. Take that top off. Yeah.
Ah, look at that.
Great. Now, so I'll put the empty shell on the board. Now take your hand and pour this into your hand. And now you're going to get the rest of the egg white off of the yolk. And then you're going to put it... See how easy that is? And then put the yolk in the bowl. Oh! Now, if that happens, don't worry, you haven't ruined anything. You just do a little tadpole fishing.
Just a little scoop.
They don't break as easily as you would think.
Okay.
Okay?
So I didn't do horrible. You give me on a grade, like maybe a C+ on that one?
I'd give you an A.
Okay, thank you.
Who are you kidding? I'm going to take that, too.
Okay, so great. So we got all that in there.
Yes, and we're going to whip this later into... like a meringue. But for now, so we're going to take egg yolks. We have the egg yolks in the bowl. We're going to break them up. And next, if you can hand me the powdered sugar. This is a little lighter, so instead of using granulated sugar, we're actually going to use powdered sugar. What that helps is that it's not as much sugar.
And fluffy.
And also, it dissolves quicker. So we're just going to be able to stir that around.
I love how you instantly make me feel like a cook, even though I know better. Just being here in the kitchen with you. No. I think you got the right person doing it. But I mean, it just kind of makes me feel more like a cook now that I know how to separate an egg. I feel like all of a sudden I'm a better cook.
You now have a skill. You didn't know that.
I did not have
give all this up and just separate eggs all day long.
Hey, slow your roll there, buddy. We're not gonna do that. But that was interesting.
You like that?
Thank you.
So hand me the mascarpone, which is the cheese there.
Okay, look at this. It's so creamy and light and delicious
it's kind
looking.
of like an Italian cream cheese.
Oh, isn't that nice? Okay, so that is mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
Okay.
And you're just going to put a little
bit anywhere?
at the grocery store.
Okay.
Go for the section where they have the Italian cheeses, or they have all the cheeses from around the world. Hand me that bowl back. We're just going to incorporate it.
More?
Yeah, you could throw this all in one big glop.
Okay.
But what happens is it makes it a little. Oh, you know what? Forget it. We're just gonna go right in. There we go.
Okay, I think you can handle all of it at one time. That is good. Oh, just, you know, and the thing about it, like you said, all the ingredients, it's just so simple, but I don't know what it is, how you put these ingredients together. You make it smell so good in here, even though, like you said, we're not cooking anything.
We're not cooking.
Everything's just so fresh and delicious.
And that's really what cooking is. You want to cook fresh. You want to cook delicious. You want to be able to control what goes into your food, and this is one way of doing it.
Isn't it?
So now we're going to go ahead and add the chocolate. This is just chopped up chocolate. We're going to throw, this is dark chocolate that has a little bitter,
Which is supposed to be better
sweet.
for you,
It's a little,
and it is a little bit more bitter. I love the taste of dark chocolate.
Yeah, a little antioxidants, right? Makes chocolate sound healthy. You're going to stir that in. Next, espresso powder, which is a little bit of coffee, and this really heightens the chocolate flavor in this dish. So we're going to put that in.
Big fan of espresso.
And then we're going to fold in egg whites. So what you would do is after you get to this point, after you mix this in, and then you're going to beat egg whites. You're just going to take the egg whites that we separated. You're going to use a hand mixer, or you could use a whisk.
And they just fluff right up.
And they just fluff right up. And then what this does is kind of like what you're doing is you're making a mousse. And so this really, you want to fold it in. The first batch time you add the egg whites in, you can really just kind of be brutal with it and just kind of flop it around, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, so what's going to be different after that?
After that, you really want to take your time incorporating them a little bit, because you've beaten the air in, and if you just get in here and stir it around real quick, you're going to deflate the egg whites, and that kind of lowers the fluffiness of the dish.
Right, and we want it to be as fluffy as possible.
You spend all that time separating them.
You're right,
and beating them. You might as well put them to work.
That's a reason for that.
So
I can see how it seems like it's kind of waking up the mixture that we have.
Yeah, it lightens it up.
Yeah.
And gives a little more body to it. And once you get this all incorporated, we're going to put in the strawberries. Go ahead and give me some strawberries.
Okay, this is what? Oh, this is raspberries.
Raspberries. I'm sorry. You think I've learned my fruit by now?
All of these?
All of them.
Okay.
That was a test.
I passed then.
You did pass. You did pass. And since we're making a dessert, we always want to put, can you just give me a pinch of salt right there?
Oh,
just
sure,
right
yeah.
Just a pinch of salt goes
in. There?
Yes, please do.
Just like this, a little bit more?
A little bit more.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, good.
You want to give it a final stir? Put yourself to work.
Thank you for standing there.
You're welcome. Well, really what you want to do whenever you do a dessert is put a little bit of salt in. That really brings out the sugar flavor. It heightens the sweetness.
I can see how that would work. Yeah, opposites attract kind of thing.
Exactly. So you're going to take this, and you can either put it in individual dessert cups and put it in the freezer, or you can just take this bowl, put a piece of plastic wrap on it, and throw it in the freezer.
Okay.
2 hours, you'll get kind of a mousse kind of consistency, like a thick pudding. If you freeze it for 8, you actually end up getting gelato, and you end up with...
It's all about the presentation, too. And oh, look at that. You got a whole big dish of it. Let's show the dish real quick. There you go. Pretty dish with the berries nice and plump in there. And then, and the chocolate in there.
Your ice cream scoop out.
Yeah.
And put it in the dish.
Scoop
There's a spoon over there. You want to try it?
Okay, I'm going to take a little bite.
Now, this is a rich dish, so you don't want to go crazy with it.
That's perfection.
Isn't that great?
It's just enough fruit, just enough chocolate, just enough of the cheesy taste still in there.
And what's really wonderful about it is that you don't need an ice cream maker. You really just put it in the freezer.
That is wonderful.
And the only thing you really want to watch is that if you have concern about using raw eggs, because none of these eggs are cooked, you just want to take that in consideration. I always get really fresh eggs. I know where they come from, so I don't have any worries about that.
Well, Mark, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is lovely, delightful, delicious. If you want the recipe, all you have to do is go to WSFA.com. We'll see Mark again next week with another wonderful recipe, and we'll see you right after this break. Stay with us.